Alright, what's going on, dudes? And welcome back to some more of the mining and the crafting, except today I thought we'd do something a little bit different than usual, in that rather than recording most of this video in Minecraft itself, I thought we'd jump into a little program called MCEdit, which is a third-party map editing program that basically allows you to perform really large-scale terrain adjustments without breaking a sweat. Is probably the best way to explain it. Many people have asked how I'm able to clear really large areas of land for, say, the TNT cannon, which I posted around a week ago, and the answer is that is all done through MCEdit. Now, because I plan on starting a series in which I document the process of my building my very own adventure map, and I'm going to be using MCEdit a lot in that little series, I figure I may as well give it a little bit of an introduction. So that's what this is going to serve as. And what I thought we'd do today is use MCEdit to make ourselves some floating sand, floating water, and floating lava, because as most of you probably know, in Minecraft, normally you can place a block of sand a few blocks high and it'll just fall down to the ground. It doesn't stay up in the air as dirt, stone, most every block does. Same with water. If you place water up somewhere, it flows downward. That's normal, as you would expect it to do in the real world. But we can play with the laws of physics in MCEdit. Well, it'll stay sort of defying the laws of physics until you actually update it in the game itself. But so long as you don't mess with it after you set it all up, it works out pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump into MCEdit. It's a really quick download, probably only take you a minute or so to set up, and I'll rejoin you there. Alrighty, so this here is the boot screen for MCEdit. Now, when you're doing this on your own, just make sure before going ahead and doing anything that Minecraft the game is closed, or else some bad things can happen when you edit the map while Minecraft is open as well. A notification should come up reminding you of that, but just keep it in mind. Anyway, controls are in the upper right hand corner, but I'll go over those as we actually need to use them while we're editing the map and making some floating sand, water, and lava. So what we need to do first is open up our save. So due to Fraps' limitations, you're not actually going to see me browsing the file menu, but all you need to do is navigate to your app data, then roaming, then .minecraft, and then within there your saves directory, and double click whichever save you want to open. And within that folder is a file called level.dat, and all you need to do is double click that and it'll open up your save for you. So here we are. We spawn at our character's head, and that signifies where our character was when we saved the game. And in order to move around, it's simply WSAD, as you would move around in Minecraft itself. And you can also elevate using Q and descend using C. In order to change camera view, right click and drag around and you'll move around. It's pretty straightforward and easy. So it looks like we're in Minecraft, except it has even less anti-aliasing than the game itself. which is saying something. Anyway, what I thought we'd do first is, since many people have asked, well, how do you clear a large swatch of land? Let's do that, and then we'll make our floating stuff on top of it. So pretty simple. Left click and drag. You make a selection, and then you can adjust that selection using the two nudge buttons down here. So if I left click on the blue nudge button and then use my A key, it'll move the selection to the left, and it does it all within your frame of reference. So if I turn 90 degrees and then use the A key again, it'll go in what was previously straightforward. So anyway, now we'll expand it a little bit to the right by holding left click on the yellow nudge button and hitting my D key to move it to the right. So anyway, that looks like a fairly large selection. I'll just actually move it out of the way of my character just by adjusting it again. And we don't really want any floating trees, so I'm going to hit the Q key and it'll just raise the selection up to envelope all the trees, so we get rid of those. So now we can go ahead and go to the fill and replace down in the bottom menu, which has a list of actions, and we're going to fill it with air right here. Okay, and then fill. And there we go. It got rid of everything. Now that looks kind of ugly on the ground floor, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put a stone floor in there. I realize it's kind of high above the ground, but no matter. So let's go ahead, and we're actually going to adjust the selection using the blue nudge button and Z, and that'll lower our selection down. You can see the dimensions just so you know it's actually at 1 block high. And we're going to fill and replace with some stone, so we can actually search for stone. It comes up there, and fill. And there we go. We have a stone floor. Now, if we want to save and go back into the game, we could just Control S it. And then we could load up Minecraft again, and it would be just fine. Right now, it's actually doing the calculations to light it all up. And it just finished, but we want to add our stuff. Floating stuff, to be more precise. So, we're going to go and make another selection. Excuse me. Stuff has changed since I last got in here. I just updated it. So let's make another selection, and we're just going to move it around using the nudge keys again. And let's make a little plane of sand right here. So, I don't know. Let's make it 2 blocks high, and we'll just move it around a little, just so it's a larger plane. Actually, let's only make it 1 block. That way it's easier to show the dramatic sand falling effect in the game. So there we go. That looks like a good selection. Now we go into fill and replace, and we search for sand. There we go. Hit OK, and fill. And there we go. We have some floating sand. When we go back into the game, it'll actually stay that way until we update it by like destroying a block or applying redstone to it or something. And that's actually how they did it in Escapecraft. So kind of cool. Now what we can actually do is move the selection over a bit. Again, using the nudge keys. And this time we'll fill it with some water. So I'll search for water. And you need to be sure you use still water, or else it actually will end up trickling downwards when you boot up the game again. So water still. Okay. And fill. And then we do the same thing once again for some lava. Floating lava. Sounds kind of dangerous. But anyway, search for some lava. And make sure once again you use still. Okay. And fill. Now we can Control S to save. It'll do all the calculations. That should be it for our floating stuff. That's basically how MCEdit works. It's pretty straightforward. You can do lots of nifty things like this that work very well for adventure maps, which is why I thought I'd demonstrate it. So anyway, now I think we'll go back into Minecraft itself and give it a look. So here we are back in Minecraft, and as you can see, we have some really strange floating lava, floating water, and floating sand. MCEdit is just so wonderful, is it not? Now, if you want to do what they did in Escapecraft, all you got to do is either apply redstone or simply destroy a block, and super cool sand falling animation. So you can use that to, I don't know, make stairs, do whatever you want to do, and you may have seen the floating water in the labyrinth if you were around back then. And anyway, I just thought it was kind of cool to show off. Now you won't be so mystified if and when I display it in future videos and or in the little Let's Create an Adventure Map series. Anyway, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. If you have, it would be awesome if you wouldn't mind taking half a second to leave a rating. I do really appreciate it. But other than that, I think I'll see you guys all next time.